Today I'm going to be making what I call Aunt Lannette's sweet pickle macaroni salad. I'm sure this is not her original recipe, but she shared it with me years and years ago. Like we're talking like probably 30 years ago. And so that's why I just call it Aunt Lannette's sweet pickle salad. Okay, so I talked to her today and she said, make sure that you use the small seashells. Okay, so we always do what Aunt Lannette says. All right, so I've got my little pot boiling with water, and I've added some salt to it. So now I'm just going to dump all of these shells in here, and then I'm just going to cook them for probably about 6 to 8 minutes until they're soft but not mushy. And I'll be back. Aunt Lannette loves to add frozen green peas to this salad, and so she said, I don't do anything with them. What I do is I just take them out of the freezer while everything is cooking and while I'm getting everything ready, and then I just add them last. So I've got these out, I'll put them right here, and then we'll put them in last. So the macaroni cooked for about 8 minutes, and then I drained it. And do you guys do this? I'm sure you do, but I rinse mine off, and then I just kind of stir it around like this to cool it off. So in case you didn't know that trick, that's how you cool off your pasta. All right, now let's move on to the next step. While the pasta continues to cool, what I have been doing is I took one of the little 16-ounce jars of the little baby gherkins, the sweet pickles, and I just sliced them into little slices like this. Also, I took a block of cheddar cheese, just the 8-ounce block, and what I like to do, can you guys see me down here, is, and you can just cut this any way you like, but we just like it like this. I like that. It's fun because when you eat this pasta salad, like one of my favorite things is just finding the little pieces of cheese like this. So I'll just finish that up. I love pasta salad, especially during the summer. Do you guys? Woo, that one has a little bit of an issue, but we'll go with it. Okay. All right. So I'll be back with the next step. So now let's just put everything together. So to my pasta, I'm just going to add my pickles, which is about 1 cup of pickles. And then we're going to add about 2 cups of the cheese diced. I'm going to add this whole pack of frozen green peas. Let me grab my scissors. I'm going to dump all this in here. And then let's go ahead and mix this up really well. And then we'll add the mayonnaise and some salt and pepper. Now I asked my Aunt Lannette, I said, okay, now what do you use? Do you use Miracle Whip? Do you use, what are we using? And she said, well, Annie, she said, I used to do Miracle Whip. So if you like Miracle Whip, add Miracle Whip. But she said, but now I really like Duke's. So I'm going to add Duke's, but not before I add just a little bit of salt. And I'm going to add some pepper to this, a little bit of pepper. I might be adding a little bit more in just a little bit. But then, oh my goodness, there we go. I'm going to guesstimate. Probably is going to be, for sure, a cup to a cup and a half of mayonnaise. Just want to gently stir this around. And then I know you guys know that pasta salad, it just gets better and better kind of the longer it sits. So of course you can eat this now. I mean, I can't help myself from eating this as soon as I make it. but you can make it ahead of time, a day ahead of time, and it is just so delicious. And you saw how easy that was. Make sure that you're pulling it up from the bottom. And then you can add a little bit of pickle juice to this if you want to add a little bit more flavor. I'm going to taste this. Okay. See that? Looks yummy. All right. Let's take a bite of this. Let me make sure I get a look. You got to get the pickle. You got to get the cheese. You got to get a little pea in there. That sweet pickle is so, so good. All right, you guys. I sure hope you try this. Aunt Lannette, I'm so glad that you found this recipe years ago. And like I said to you guys, I'm sure this is probably not her recipe, but she shared it with me so many years ago that I just have it in my little file as Aunt Lannette's sweet pickle macaroni salad. All right, you guys, thanks for joining me. And I'm just going to remind you to be stronger every day. Know that you can do hard things. Remember, everything is figure outable, and have hope. I'll see you next time.